snapper fillets, and I'm laying them out on towels. And what I want to do is I just want to pat them dry, okay? Get any excess moisture out. That's going to help with the transfer of heat when I'm going to cook the fish. I'm then going to season it with salt and pepper, very lightly, okay? And I'm using a soy oil, and I prefer to use like black cast iron skillet, but you can use any kind of pan, preferably, you know, something that transfers heat very well. I'm then going to lay the seafood into the pan. If you notice, the fillets curl up very quickly. That's the nature of this fish. I am then going to come down and apply some pressure to it. Very gently, until, as you can see, the fillet will flatten out. I want to try and get as much surface area of the fish down to the pan so that you get a nice crisp skin, which adds another layer of flavor to the seafood. Once I've accomplished that, I'll pop it into this oven, which is at 350 degrees. And then I'm going to put together the rest of the components. I'm going to first start with the sauce. Okay. With the sauce, I'm going to take just a touch of butter, add it to the pan. And then I'm going to take some of this tomato paste, which we make here fresh at the restaurant. From there, I'm going to add some fish stock, again, which we make fresh here at the restaurant. And my favorite, mirepoix, which is the base to most everything. Get those heated up, and finally I'm going to add a couple of red peppers. Mirepoix is the celery, onions, and carrots. Take some fresh herbs, and a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin. I'm going to let these components all come up to temperature. I want to bring them to a simmer. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to grab a bowl. I'm going to start putting together the rest of the components. Fingerling potato. Green olives, lemon zest, capers, and finally some of these gorgeous grape tomatoes, which we've actually steeped in some olive oil and some fresh herbs. Now that these components are together, I notice that my sauce has come to temperature. I'm going to add just a little nugget of butter, and a little squeeze of lemon juice. Once I have those components mixed together, I'm going to put it in a blender. And turn the blender on for few seconds. That's going to get all the components nice puree, melt them all together. Once I have those components, I'm going to bring my ingredients, the rest of my ingredients over. I'm going to give this a little taste. Very nice. Needs a little seasoning of salt. Just a little pepper. Take my potatoes, rest of my ingredients. And bring them all to temperature. Just going to cover that. Okay. While that's coming to temperature, I'm then going to go back in and get the fish. As you can see, it's nice, pillowy in texture. I'm going to release it from the pan a little bit. Grabbing a little rosemary, a little oregano, a little fresh thyme. I'm going to grab some butter. Throw that right in there. Melt that butter. See how it foams up nice? Throw those herbs right in there. Then I'm going to take that butter and do a nice little baste right over the seafood. Again, it's one of those things that adds like that layer of flavor. It's a little thing, but it makes a world of difference. And again, it's a level of detail that turns a good piece of fish into an excellent piece of fish. You can hear the snapping of those fresh herbs as they perfume the fish. Get a nice whiff from it right here. Definitely will be the hit in any meal that you provide for your friends. Most importantly, fish is cooked. I'm going to let it rest a little bit. Everything's come to temperature. I'm going to make sure that it's seasoned properly. Could use another little more salt. I'm going to grab my plate. And now, the final step, the plating. Okay. I'm going to lay this nice ragu right down the center of the plate. I'm going to take some of the vegetables, a little bit of arugula, some mixed greens, some mixed herbs. Do a nice little dressing on that. Notice how when I flip over the fish, it's nice and crispy. I'm going to lay the two blades right on top of each other. I'm going to take a little bit of the greens. Some of the tomatoes, olives. Nice little garniture right on top. Get a nice burst of flavor. Right there. And finally, there's one little last piece of potato that tried to get away. Put that right in there. And there we go. This is our snapper special for the night. Crispy fillets of snapper with fingerling potatoes, green olives, lemon zest, and confit grape tomatoes. And they're actually confited in olive oil. It's the little nuances that we do to each step when we compose every dish that we make here that sets it apart from just your standard average dish that you'd find anywhere else. This is Gavin Citron at Wild Edibles, featuring our red snapper, grape tomato, and green olive ragu. See you next time.